Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Bop or Flop. I, for this episode, am your host, Thunder, and joining me is a very special guest.
I'm Lightning.
It's Lightning. So this episode is not a themed episode. It's like a normal episode slot, but it is going to have a theme, and that theme is Lightning's favorites. A quick caveat, Lightning has informed me that these are his favorites based on what was left.
Yeah.
We've already done, I think you said Teen Titans would be on this list, but we have already done it.
TMNT would be on this list.
Yeah,
but it's already done. So
these are the Titans' favorites, but they're Titans.
The Titans' favorites.
These are Lightning's favorites, but they're 4 theme songs that would have been on the show at some point anyways, and one that wouldn't be, and it is here because, as I said, this is the only way we would do it. So we've switched roles.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
going to be
switching
asking
roles.
the questions.
You're the host.
I'm the host. I will, of course, chime in with my opinion, but the opinion that matters most this episode is Lightning.
Yeah. So I guess I tell you what I think about the song, and I tell you if it's a bop or flop.
Yeah, you're gonna be the decider.
Wow.
You're gonna pick if it's a bop or flop.
A lot of responsibility.
And like with any old episode, if I disagree, oh well, you're the one who picked it.
Yeah, but I feel like you take my point of view into consideration.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
so
I always do.
I definitely do the same.
That's why I like doing this with another person, because sometimes you bring up stuff that I literally wasn't even thinking about, and I'm like, oh yeah, this song is way better or worse than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Without further ado, first up, we have the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers.
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show lasted for one season from September 4th to December 1st, 1989, and it lasted for 52 episodes. Each episode featured 2 segments, a live-action segment and an animated segment. Both segments starred WWE Hall of Famer Captain Lou Albano as Mario and Danny Wells as Luigi. The theme song was composed by Haim Saban and Shuki Levi. The internet...
Haim Saban had his hands in this one, too.
He wrote it, yeah.
Jesus Christ, he deserves everything.
It's probably Shuki Levi rapping,
Yeah.
but the internet seems to think that Lou Albano and Danny Wells sing the theme song themselves, but if you take a listen to it for yourself, it's clearly not them. The show is, of course, based off the Super Mario Brothers series of video games.
Yeah.
Question number 1, is it good?
It's very good.
Yeah,
I love this theme song.
I would agree.
This might be my favorite
Of all time.
of all time.
Interesting.
Might be. I also might say that for every theme song we listen to today.
This theme song came out in the perfect era when Nintendo was always doing this. They were like,
Oh, yeah.
They were like, well, it's got to be a rap song.
This theme song in the outro reminds me of the outro to Pokemon, the original Pokemon theme, where it's a cool ass already out of style. I think when the Pokemon rap came out, it was already out of style, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
It's goofy. We'll get into this stuff later, but it fits. Even though it shouldn't fit, it still fits.
Yeah. Question number 2, is it fun?
It's very fun.
Yeah, I'd say so.
If I was a DJ, I would start my sets off with this song.
I mean, like you said, the song is really goofy, and so was the show.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Question number 3. Does it explain the premise of the show that we are about to watch? I would argue it doesn't have to, because the show is based off of Mario.
Right. It does explain, though, it explains the characters.
Yes.
Tells you what characters you're going to see. Visually, it shows you what's happening. It doesn't give an explanation for the live-action Mario and Luigi in the cartoon.
Versus but how could they?
Right.
No one expected them to.
I would say it kind of does.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that.
Does. It gets a B.
Yes. Yeah.
For that.
But that B being said, I don't think it. Sometimes I argue this. I don't think it had to. It's Mario.
No, you're right.
I think Mario 3 was just coming out at this point. People knew what Mario was.
I will say, though, the show, same with the Zelda show, did not really follow the games.
No, it did not.
It did need a little explanation there. So yeah, it could have used a little more explanation.
Okay. Question 4, is it creative?
I think it is. Instrumentally, I mean, they used all the Mario songs.
Well, yeah,
they used the sound effects.
Yeah, I was going to bring up what I usually bring up, which there was a boatload of sound effects, but this time they were all Mario sound effects from the Mario video games.
Right.
So I can't really
and
be
they
like
fit with the visuals.
Right. See, the Adventures of Sonic had a lot of sound effects that did fit with the visuals, but none of them were Sonic sound effects. All the sound effects in this were from Mario games. And I'm sure there's sound effects that are in the show as well.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. And they could have used sound effects and not fit them in with the visuals, just as like a melodic, motif.
Right.
They did do motifs in this song for the music though, not the sound effects.
Right.
And I love that because they didn't make a rap or a song out of a Mario song. They motifed a Mario song in their rap.
They sort of almost like stop rapping to move out of the way of the Mario theme song we all know and love.
Yeah.
Because the theme song for the Mario show is not the Mario theme song that we all know.
Right.
It's something different, but it has that element in there.
Right. And
just in case you got that far and you were like, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
You hear the Mario theme, you're like, oh, got it, okay.
Right.
So this is Mario.
And when I hear this, I don't think of the Mario theme, and when I think of the Mario theme, I don't think of this.
Right.
Like,
they're definitely...
They're two separate entities.
Right. Here it is. The big one. Is it a bop or flop?
It is a bop, it always was a bop, and it always will be a bop.
Yes, I agree. Not
a perfect.
Not perfect.
But a solid bop.
Definitely a solid, unquestionable bop. My bad. Lots of weird made-up words. Bop. It is a bop. Up next, we have the Pokemon Indigo League. Pokemon Indigo League, otherwise known as the first season of Pokemon, aired from... Pokemon's still going, but the first season aired from April 1st, 1997 to November 27th, 1999, and it lasted for 82 episodes before switching over to the Orange Islands. Pokemon is one of the most financially lucrative franchises on the planet. If you haven't heard about it by now, you should look it up. It's really great, and there's definitely something Pokemon related that you will enjoy. The theme song is written by John Siegler and Tamara Lofflier, and it was performed by Jason Page. Question number 1, is it good?
Yes.
Yeah. No, this one's really good. Even if you're... I feel like even if you're not a Pokemon fan and you listen to this, you're like, oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. How can you not enjoy that theme song?
Like, I don't even think there's a level of nostalgia involved. I think it's just a good-ass song.
It's a good song. It always was, too. I mean, you really don't have to be into Pokemon to really enjoy this song. This is the song where I've wanted to do this for years with one of my bands. I want to play this out. And we don't sound like this, and we don't, this wouldn't really fit. Like, it wouldn't fit the crowd, but if you started playing it, I guarantee everybody would be loving it.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, even people who are like, I never got into Pokemon, they know this one.
Oh, yeah.
It's iconic. We reference this one all the time on this show, how iconic it was.
Oh, sure.
It's technically an American version. Like, this is not what the Japanese version sounds like. It's similar, but it's got different lyrics. So this is the one that we got. Question number 2, is it fun?
Oh, it's very fun. It's more, I don't know if fun is the right word, inspiring.
Well, I mean, you can
than anything else.
You can tell that Jason Page is having fun singing it.
Oh, yeah, he's absolutely having fun.
He brings it. He absolutely did not have to bring it this hard for
right.
Pokemon, which at the time was just a silly cartoon that no one knew about.
And I know it gets cut because it's in the extended version.
Yeah,
but
this song is a
guitar solo.
Yeah,
that barely anybody knows is in there. I feel bad for that guitarist.
That's in Power Rangers as well. Power Rangers has one of the sickest guitar solos I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And it's in the extended version. That's another thing about Pokemon, not just this one, but most of them. They're usually real extended songs. Mostly, there's like 23 Pokemon themes at this point, and more often than not, I think like 20 out of 23 of them, you can look up a full 3-minute long actual song version of it.
Yeah.
And this one is obviously no different. This show, it was very good, and I liked it, and I know you liked it, but it was slow sometimes. And then it would pick up, you know?
Yeah.
Team Rocket would show up. There'd always be at least a battle, if you consider Team Rocket a battle, right? So there was always some action. And I think it really did the show good that the theme song was this high energy, and the ending is like, Pokemon! And it's like, watch the show, you know?
Yeah.
And then the show comes in, and it's like, our heroes are on a small, a leisurely walk through a forest.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay, chill time. All right. But then later on in the episode, when stuff starts to pop off and there's a battle or two and it's super intense, you're not surprised because you're like,
Right.
oh, well, the theme song really like put me in the mood for this, so here it is. I don't know. I've always loved this one, and I'm trying to detach the nostalgia I have for Pokemon in general, and I think I still really like it.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a great song through and through.
Question number 3, does it explain the premise of the show that we are about to watch?
It explains the premise of Pokemon.
Yes.
And what you do with Pokemon. And to be fair, the title of the show is Pokemon. It's
Right.
not Ash's adventure through Pokemon. It's
Right.
Pokemon. However, there are 3 main characters, and not one of them is mentioned
Correct.
in the theme song.
And I think that the fact that this theme song doesn't mention the characters and it really just talks in generalities about the world of Pokemon, later Pokemon songs do that. And I don't know if that was necessary. I think it accidentally set future Pokemon songs down the path of, well, we have to do it like that.
I don't think it was accidental. As much as you and I love Pokemon and as nostalgic we are for Pokemon, I think it's marketing.
Well, it's definitely marketing, because the thing they say more than Pokemon is gotta catch 'em all.
Right.
Which was not the slogan of the main character of this show. It was the slogan of the Pokemon company.
Right.
Because their whole thing was like, no matter what you do, whether it's games or cards or toys, get all of them because we want you to spend your money.
No, you might as well replace the word catch with buy.
Well, yeah, gotta buy them all. Gotta spend your money on all the toys, please.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's like, Pokemon, catch 'em all, Pokemon. And it's just like flashing dollar signs of Pokemon. No, I think it's entirely marketing, which sucks because the show has such a long legacy at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody expected it to be a flash in the pan, a quick grab for money.
We all did.
Yeah, and it stuck through.
It's about to enter its 25th year of being a thing.
And I think the company is like, we're not hiding anything. We just want your money.
Right.
And if we ever start losing money, we'll make Ash grow up so you buy more shit. And they're pretty open about, like, this is a soulless cash grab, but the fans have made it to made the fans make this product. And I'm calling it a product because it's
right
on everything.
We're talking about the theme song for the first season of the TV show. The TV show is like a fifth of what Pokemon has to offer.
Right. I would put this at the same level I would put Mario. I think I'd give it a B.
Oh, okay.
In
terms of premise explanation.
Yeah, it explained Pokemon, and to be fair, that is the title of the show, but did not explain the main characters. Where opposite, Mario explained the main characters, did not explain anything about the Mushroom Kingdom or anything that's going on.
True. Yeah. I guess if you want to argue on an episode-to-episode basis, Ash is trying to catch them all, as it were.
But Ash has got a backstory. He's got things going on. And his friends do too, and we don't even know their names by the beginning of the show.
We know what they look like, but unfortunately for our show, that doesn't matter.
Right.
And then last but not least,
as far as you're concerned, the Pokemon theme song, if you did not know it was a TV show, that's the anthem you play before the card game starts. Everybody puts their hand over their heart and the Pokemon theme starts. And then you sit down and you play Pokemon.
Why don't we do that? Why isn't that a thing? Question number 4, is it creative?
It's a well-written song.
Yes.
Would I say it's creative? Musically, it's an anthem. That's what it's meant to be.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
it was.
I feel like maybe this was intentional, maybe it wasn't, but I feel like when they were writing the Pokemon theme song, they weren't necessarily writing the theme song for this TV show. They were really writing a theme song for Pokemon, the
Right.
company, the
Right.
business.
And if you take the heartlessness out of it, Pokemon is it's a challenge. It's a athletic triumph that you're trying to obtain with the help of your Pokemon friends.
Yeah.
So, and if you watch the visuals to this intro, they wanted a kick-ass song.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted this song to bang. They
Yeah.
wanted it to pop off. And I think the writers, they made a legendary theme song. They pulled off exactly what the company wanted them to do.
Yes, I agree. After all that,
Yes.
is it a bop or a flop?
The only thing that's holding it from a perfect
Mm.
are the lyrics.
Yeah.
So, Pokemon gets a bop.
Yes.
A very solid bop.
Yeah. Once again, a very solid, clear bop. Not quite perfect.
Not quite perfect. Close. If they had even said his name, I feel like I would have given it the perfect.
Yeah. No, I also wouldn't feel comfortable giving it a perfect.
Yeah. If they did it from his perspective, I think they would have done it.
It is, yeah, that's a good point. It is weird that it's from the perspective of the singer.
It's because they
It's because it's you.
want
Yeah.
it to be the kid. No, I mean it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Why it's from the perspective of the singer,
No,
but
they definitely got him the bop and
Yep.
not the perfect.
their heartless grab for money gets them the the bop. Darn, it's just a bop.
Yeah. Up next, we have That 70s Show. That 70s Show ran for 8 seasons from August 23rd, 1998 to May 18th, 2006, and it had 200 episodes. That 70s Show starred Topher Grace, Mila Kunis, and Ashton Kutcher. It was a show about the 1970s, written, produced, and aired in the 1990s. The theme song is a song called In the Street by Big Star, and the version used as the theme song is a cover by Cheap Trick.
I didn't know that. I thought that was a Cheap Trick song.
Me too, but seemingly not. Question number 1, is it good?
So this is the perfect question to start with. The version we used is the version that's on every season except, I believe, season 1. Season 1's version does not bring it the way this one does.
Could it be that season 1 is the Big Star version?
I guess so. Because it's clearly a different recording
Right.
of the song. Also, the cast is singing over it, but even without the cast singing over it, it's like the guitar's better. Just the guitar's a bit more distorted. It's a bit more upbeat.
Is that really the cast singing in the recording
Yeah.
studio?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought. Oh, okay.
There's a version. If you look up Cheap Trick's version, there's this exact recording without the cast singing. It's Cheap Trick's Cheap
Oh,
Trick singing.
I did not know.
He's
that.
also singing. They're singing
Right.
over the Cheap Trick version of the song. This is the version though. Like if you're gonna listen to the That 70s Show theme, this is the one.
Yeah, I did not know that factoid. I know nothing about That 70s Show. So I'm gonna have little to say. I do really like this one though.
Yeah.
I've of course heard it before. I liked it a lot. Did not know it was Cheap Trick until I started doing research, and it of course makes sense now that I know that. So question number 2: is it fun?
Oh, it's so fun.
I'd say that there is an argument to be made about, even if you dislike the song, Tub Thumping by Chubbawamba is a perfect example. Even if you dislike the song, it is so fun to sing along to.
Yeah. I wasn't even born in the 70s, and I have nostalgia for like
That era because of the show.
not even that era, but just the coming of age story that is this TV show, where they're all like at the age where they're just getting their license, and the whole thing is in the car, the whole intro, and it's like different cast members, and it's like sometimes the dad's driving, sometimes the mom's driving. I don't know. There's something about this entire show that's just like, oh man, this is this is a good coming of age story.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own thing going on, and
Does it explain the premise of the show that we are about to watch? Like most sitcoms, it sort of really doesn't.
no, I would say it sort of really does because it's a sitcom. Hanging out down the street, same old thing we did last week.
Oh, I
It's
guess you're right.
just kids being kids.
Right.
Like it's high school teenagers hanging out, drinking in their parents' basement.
You bring up a good point, because if the question is what do they do on an episode to episode basis, there it is.
Yeah,
That's they're kids. So they're gonna
hang out.
Yeah.
They're gonna do things kids do.
yeah.
And I think that I feel like this song fits perfectly with, and that's their attitude towards it too. Like
Right.
just doing the same old. Where
Last but not least, is it creative?
I would say it is, for a reason that you brought up earlier. This is exactly the song that would be playing in their car ride. I mean, again, the visuals don't count, but if you watch the characters, they're all acting the way their characters would.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody sings except the dad in this intro. I
Right.
don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, no, I did notice that.
And
if you take it out of the meta and into the real world for a moment, I think the fact that it seems like every actor is singing on the track is something I didn't even realize that's what was happening. I just assumed Cheap Trick was a band of 20 people.
Yeah, no, it's a really good theme. And the fact that they got a 70s band to do the version for the show is a big plus. It was very creative on all aspects.
Is it a bop or a flop?
It is a bop. I know.
Okay.
I know there's not a lot of
Oh no, that's fine. I mean,
difference, but it's a bop.
What prevents it from being a perfect?
I'm gonna go the same route I did with Pokemon. They didn't explain a single character in this show.
Oh yeah,
That's
you're right.
also not. I feel like it's a song that wasn't written for this show. That's why there's no character explanation.
True. Yeah.
So I mean, I think they happen to match up perfectly, lyrics and show.
Yeah.
But they didn't talk about the characters.
Right. Next up is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 theme song number 1. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 lasted for one season, as they all do, from April 2nd to December 24th, 2016, and it lasted for 39 episodes and one OVA. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a show cataloging the life of a family of superheroes through the generations. Part 4's main character, Josuke, is a high schooler who works with his friends to track down a serial killer. The theme song is called Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town. Lyrics are written by Sayori Kodama. It was composed by Kozuzo Oda, otherwise known as his stage name Koda. It was arranged by Macaroni Star, and it was performed by the band The Do. All those have weird spellings. I'm sure they're on screen.
Okay.
Question number 1, is it good?
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
I know it's not your favorite one, but
it's one of them.
Yeah, it's this. I think this is definitely my favorite. If I'm going to listen to a JoJo intro, I want it to be this one.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure intros, I mean, I'll say it, they're hit or miss.
Oh,
and
definitely.
This one hits real hard.
Well, that's the thing. They're hit or miss, and they either hit real hard or they miss real hard. I think this one hits the hardest.
Question number 2, is it fun?
This is one of the funnest.
This is the
ever.
funnest. This is the funnest out of the JoJo ones.
It's even comically funny because something tragic will have happened at the end of the last episode, and this one starts off and it's like, and you're just sitting there with a tear in your eye, like, are they still alive? I just want to know if they're alive.
Yeah. No, this one's great. It brings a certain energy that this is the first theme song of Part 4. We are coming off of Part 3, which was like the legacy.
Most dramatic.
Yeah, it was super dramatic. It took itself way too seriously.
It was too long.
It was very long, and the villain they were fighting was like like the death of the most tenured legacy villain they've ever fought. And all the theme songs were like moody, kind of rock and roll, but sometimes just like, I don't know, weird, like atmospheric.
Emo.
This was a really welcome, as well
Yeah.
as the show was also, but this theme song was a really welcome change of pace.
And that couldn't have been coincidental.
No, absolutely not. Question number 3. Does it explain the premise of the show we are about to watch?
Anthony,
I have
no clue.
I have essentially the lyrics. Basically, the lyrics are trying to communicate that this town is weird. JoJo's weird. Sometimes this town is boring because it's a town, but essentially the finale of the lyrics is kind of like, just come dance with us in this crazy, noisy, bizarre town. We know it's crazy, we know it's noisy, we know it's bizarre, but we're all dancing. Why don't you just come dance with us? Cowardly possibility to try with a stubborn arrow fortune telling with a mysterious bow. So they mentioned the bow and arrow.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. Yeah, the general drive is just like, no matter what you think of this town, we're having a good time. Come have a good time with us. So I ask again, does it explain the premise of the show we are about to watch?
No, there's a serial killer on the loose.
But not in the first 15 episodes.
Oh, so not in this arc.
Not in
He
the
hasn't,
first
shown up
third. Yeah, he's introduced right at the very end of the crazy, noisy, bizarre town arc,
I
as
would
it were.
still argue, even though the song's fun, I would argue that the main character and his friends are not having fun. They're kind of stressed out. Give me what do you think? Do you think it captures? To me, does it capture the show?
Yeah, I think maybe the lyrics are trying to say, like, no matter how stressful it gets, no matter the villain, no matter the subject matter of a typical JoJo's Bizarre Adventure show, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is still fun. And I think that rings true. I think this show is really fun. This is my personal favorite. Beyond that, I think that this is definitely, like, if someone was like, hey, I want to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I just want to watch the stuff with the stands. I don't care about the beginning part. At first, my first thought would be, wrong, watch the first part. But if they were really hell-bent on that, I'd be like, just watch part 4. I feel like part 4 is the one that's the most consumable on its own from beginning to end.
Yeah.
So I think that the lyrics, they don't explain stands, but they don't have to, because we've had stands for
Right. Right.
4 theme songs at this point. They mention Josuke by name.
Okay.
And they talk about the legacy of the Joestars. They talk about this. But I'd argue that the town, Morio Town, is the main character in this one. I know his name is literally JoJo, and
Yeah.
it's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but, like, I think the theme song does a really good job of explaining, like, this town's crazy.
Yeah.
There's, like, weird urban legends in this town, and it's a fictional town, so you have to, like, go the extra mile to be like, this is what's up with this town. And I think the theme song does,
Okay.
now that I'm looking at the lyrics, an exceptionally good job
Okay.
of explaining.
You're definitely right there. More than any other JoJo show, they use their surroundings as a part of the show more
Yeah.
than any other one.
And I think the theme song does a really good job of letting me, a 10-year JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan, know that.
Yeah, and actually, now that you go that route, I'll even take it a step further. And this is something we've talked about before, but this is the only JoJo to stay local.
Yes.
They always usually go off in some big adventure
Right.
somewhere on the other side of the world. He stays in his hometown.
Question number 4, is it creative?
I think it's creative for the fact that where it comes in the JoJo story, it's a much-needed uplifting theme. I would argue that for the entire show, the story in itself and everything, you've just gone from this grandiose operatic story that had such a huge climax to we're just going to solve a mystery in this town.
Right, yeah.
And I think that was nice. I think we needed that because JoJo can get so dramatic and so full of itself
Yeah.
that, like, having something small scale like this and having a fun theme song was cool. And it picks up. It's not a vacation season.
Right,
They
of
don't,
course
They're
not.
not doing nothing. It picks up and it gets dramatic, but it's not as big scale as the other ones.
Right. Is it a bop or a flop?
Bop.
Okay. I will ask again, what prevents it from being a perfect?
I feel like a perfect, everything's got to hit perfectly.
Mm-hmm. So what didn't hit? The lyrics?
It's tough tough for me to call because I didn't hear them myself. I have a feeling like like you said, it's an ensemble cast, and just explaining Josuke in the town isn't enough for me.
Okay.
All of my songs were very sturdy bops. I had a feeling none of them were going to be perfect. I thought Pokemon was going to be perfect.
But yeah, there's no denying that they literally did the top.
Yeah, we don't do any prep for this show either. We're not like we don't. No. I'm sorry. I mean, like, as far as what our rating and stance is going to be.
Yeah, I write out these things and I listen to the songs, but I don't prepare answers.
Right, because we know we're going to bounce off of each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll have ideas. I will say it's a lot closer to a perfect than it was going to be, because the lyrics do, in fact, do a lot of justice.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot lost in translation, but I don't think it's enough explanation for me.
Last, we
interrupt this program to bring you Courage the Cowardly Dog Show, starring Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage the Cowardly Dog lasted 4 seasons from November 12th, 1999 to November 22nd, 2002, and ran for 52 episodes. Courage the Cowardly Dog is a parody horror show that often dipped its toes into actual horror. The opening is called Courage the Cowardly Dog, and the show itself was composed by Jody Gray and Andy Ezrin. Fun fact, the pilot episode, The Chicken from Outer Space, was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film.
Oh, wow.
It lost to A Close Shave, which was a Wallace and Gromit cartoon. Question number 1, is it good?
I like this intro. It's, I think it's good. It's not great. It's good. I think it gets the job done. I think it sets the setting that we needed to set.
Yeah, you said that this isn't necessarily one of your favorites, but this is on the list because it wouldn't have been on this show otherwise, because I would argue that it is not a theme song, but, you know.
I mean, there's a song.
But, yeah, I guess. But no one's singing. It's really just like...
Does it need to
an
have a
announcer
singer?
To be a theme song, yeah.
You don't need vocals for it to be a song.
No, I misunderstood your question. No, of course not. But the music that's in the background is like separate from, like, the music's not the main point. The main point is the guy talking.
I count him personally. I count him as part of the song.
But he's not singing. You understand what I'm saying? Like in other theme songs, when people just talk, we always are like, they talk. That was weird.
Can you give me an example of what you're talking about?
The Andre 3000 show. I forget what it was called, but there's a part where there's just like speaking, and it's like, well, it's not technically singing, but it is on beat.
But it's in a song where they were singing beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Right. Yeah.
But this is just spoken word throughout.
Right. So therefore, it's not a theme song. That's why this is just me saying why we weren't going to do it. But now that we're doing it,
yeah.
I'd say it was fine. Like you said, it's not like, oh man, it's so good, but like it was passable. I would listen to it again.
Yeah. I mean, it was A-okay.
Yeah. Question number 2, is it fun?
It is not fun. However, it is slightly creepy.
Right, which
is
what
probably
the show,
what they were going for.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this intro is very fitting for this show.
Yeah, me too. That being said, I've never actually seen it. I should say that.
I feel like if you've seen the intro, you get the essence of what the show is.
Kind of like Twilight Zone-y vibes. Like, they're in a town where creepy stuff happens, but it's not necessarily like...
Except it's funny out of nowhere.
Right, yeah.
Like
because it still is a kid's show. The comedy comes to disrupt the tension.
Yeah.
As if to not make it so actually scary that no kids watch it.
Right.
I see. Okay. I can respect that.
So I think it did what it intended to do, but it was not fun.
Scary, but also sort of goofy. I feel like having a funny countryman explaining the plot in like kind of a creepy way. Like the fact that it's on a TV in a room somewhere is like already a creepy start.
Right.
No, I think it's good. I think it got the job done that I wanted to get. Cool. Everything about the theming of this, I was like, this is clearly intentional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it explain the premise of the show that we are about to watch?
So we need to come to a fundamental conclusion. is he a part of the song or not?
Well, yeah, he's part of the opening for
Okay.
sure, because he does arguably a better job than any other
I was just gonna
theme
say,
song we've done this episode.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. If we're considering him part of this intro, then hands down, this is the best explanation we've gotten
Oh yeah,
from any of the shows.
because
today.
I'm assuming there's not, like, they say the origin of this character, which I assume is not in any of the episodes. Just
there
found
is
him.
actually an episode that touches up on that.
But is it the first episode?
No.
The chicken from... Oh, see, yeah. So I think putting that in the intro was a good idea.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it does a great job. It explains the three main characters.
Yeah.
It explains the location they live in, which is something that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure did great, but this one went above and beyond in that regard, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then it explained what they're going to be doing episode to episode, and it explained for episode 0. It actually did a picture-perfect job of explaining the premise.
Yeah.
Question number 4, is it creative?
It definitely has creepy elements.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. It's subtle. I feel like that might be intentional, though.
Yeah, totally.
Like, they could have done more with this intro, but I don't know if they wanted to do more.
See, that's the thing. I complain about how it's, like, not a theme song or whatever, but, like, clearly this is what they wanted.
Yeah,
right?
this was very intentional.
But, no, the fact that it's just a dude who's kind of, like, upbeat, is talking, and that's the whole thing, and he's talking about something creepy that's happening, that this show, is clearly intentional. Is it creative, though? Is a man talking in front of a...
I will say, so I'll give you this. They could have gone a different route than the spoken word.
Yeah, yes,
I
of
feel
course.
like that's a bit of a cop-out. It was intentional.
Not writing
not writing a quote-unquote intro. Again, could have been the intentional route they wanted to go. Maybe
Yeah,
they
of
thought.
course.
Maybe they thought, well, if it's a song, then that's less creepy than what
Yeah.
we're going for.
It definitely, and once again, we'll never know because this is like the hardest thing to research in the world, but it could be laziness, or it could just be
Creative choice.
Yeah, it could just be creative choice. Like a theme song could work for this, but we think a man speaking on a black and white
Right.
TV would fit this show better, and I can appreciate that.
Right, but the show that this show is on is not about the creative choices and artistic choices about your songs. It's about, does your song slap or does it don't slap?
Is it a bop or a flop?
It gets a blop.
Interesting. Okay, that's what I would have said. Well, no, I would have said not applicable. But
Not
but if I had to give it a rating, I was gonna say blop too. I thought you were gonna say bop, given your track record on this episode.
No, you talked me down because you bring up some solid points.
Yeah.
Also, when it comes to the show that we're creating, it's about what I just said. Is it a good song or is it not a good song?
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't put this on any playlist other than maybe a Halloween playlist. Yeah, and that's kind of where it stays. I love this intro. It gets me excited for Courage, but as far as the theme song goes, it's whatever.
It's weird. It's because it's mostly just a man talking. It's
Right.
like you said. It's weird to be like, if we're on the road listening to theme songs, we're like, now play this one. Now play this one. I don't think this one will come up.
Right.
Because it's like, and now we'll shut up while a man talks to us.
I love this intro is very memorable and it's a good intro, but it's not a great song. And I think that's where the differences need to be made.
Stupid dog! You made me look bad!
That'll do it for us. Thank you so much for listening. I've been your host, Thunder.
And I'm Lightning.
Probably the last time I'll be host. Next episode, we're going back to sitcoms. We got some good ones. Some of my favorites on the list.
Nice.
Thank you for listening and watching. And if you like what you see, please be sure to subscribe.
Our channel is daily uploads from podcasts to video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to find us on Twitch and Patreon.
Our theme song is Sunny Day by Froggy and the Friendship, and our Let's Play intro is Sunny Bit by the same band.
Link to all these in the description below. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.